Okay, good morning, everyone, and we appreciate you joining us today for our February coffee meeting. Just a couple of housekeeping items. If you are not talking, please place yourself on mute as we're recording the meeting for those who could not attend. And we do have a large number of people online today. If you are speaking, there are a lot of people that we are just meeting for the first time today. Please introduce yourself, your company, and where you're located. If you have questions during the discussions, please use the chat box. We'll be actively monitoring it. And that's it. I'm going to turn it over to Art. If he's here.
Yeah, I definitely saw him.
I saw him too. Art?
Oh, he's connecting with his audio right now.
Oh, dang.
Okay. You hear me now?
Yes,
Yep.
Go ahead. And you're ready. We're ready.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Our topic of the day is building and maintaining a first-class affiliate network. We are pleased to have a panel of seasoned operators who graciously share their insights and experience with all of us today. We'll meet with them in a moment. After you hear our panel talk today and answer the questions that are pre-set up for the panel, you'll have the opportunity to ask additional questions. And it'll be more of an open discussion. Once again, my name is Art Durento. I'm president of Pontarelli Limousine and Bus Company in Chicago and president of the Illinois Limousine and Bus Association. On the call with us from the board, we have Kaya Armagen with Flash Limousine and Bus, Beth Cox with Cox Livery, Paula DiBiase with Chicago Coach Work. She's also our secretary and executive director. James Jordan with Lux Tux Transportation. Lynn Caffis with Galaxy Limousine. Michael McDaniels with Shriver Transportation Insurance. Jay Pearson with Century Business Solutions. Tracy Raymer with Windy City. Tracy's also our vice president. And Brian Shealy with Epic Limo, and Brian's also our treasurer. Should be an interesting topic today. Thank you. And Tracy, I'm turning it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Art. And yes, good morning to everyone. And thank you all for joining us. I think this topic is very timely. I think with technology, I think no matter if you have 1 car, 5 cars, 10, 20 cars, that the affiliate work is low-hanging fruit for every single one of us. So we thought this would be a timely topic, just so that operators can share with each other how you got started doing affiliate work, what's important to you, what's the difference between inbound, outbound affiliate work, and what is it that we're looking for, and what are the profit, what are the profit, mute, it looks like Appy. If you can mute Appy, please.
Okay.
And we'll talk a little bit about markups and how do we do the markups and the affiliate discount. You know, do you do an affiliate discount? Do you not? And again, there's no right or wrong answer. This entire forum is all about operators sharing what they currently do. And maybe if they're just getting started, that this is an opportunity to learn from each other and how to expand your affiliate network. And to also keep in mind that it's not just your national and your global affiliate work, it's also your local affiliate work, and how do you manage that? So let's dive into the world of affiliate work. I'm going to have each one of the panelists, I'm going to have them introduce themselves. And if they wouldn't mind adding into their introductions, how long have you been actively participating in affiliate work? How did you begin? What percentage of your revenue is derived from both inbound and outbound compared to your gross? And I'm sorry, did someone say something?
No.
No. And if you could end your introduction with how involved are you within the industry? Are you involved on, you know, what other associations do you belong to? Are you on any committees within the association? And just give us an idea of how involved you are within the industry. I was kind of talking to a few of you before we got started. At the bottom, if you could raise your hand for the panelist, that will put you at the top of the screen so everybody can see you. So I've got Randy up there. Richard, if you could raise your hand. And Mark, I see you.
Not you, Mark.
What else do we need? We need Tom. Tom, can you find the emoji for raise your hand? There's Richard. And we need Yoali up there. While they're looking for that, there we go. So we just need Tom at the top. Randy, I see you at the top of the screen. I'm going to start with you. I'm going to have you introduce yourself, the name of your company, and then just tell us a little bit about your affiliate experience.
Thank you, Tracy. Thanks for inviting me to participate. My name is Randy Allen. I'm one of the owners of James Limousine Service. It's been operating continuously in Richmond, Virginia since 1992. I've been an owner of the company since 2007. We are the largest and dominant brand in chauffeured ground transportation in our primary market of Richmond. We also serve the cities of Charlottesville and Newport News Williamsburg local in our market. We have a fleet of about 35 vehicles ranging from the typical sedans, SUVs, vans, and stretches all the way up to 41 passenger mini coaches. About 70% corporate work, 30% retail. We've been involved in inbound affiliate work since I purchased the company in 2007. It probably represents about 15% of our revenues. We are the primary in the Richmond market for most of the large national affiliate networks, as well as many others in the industry. So that leaves about 30% retail. We do a limited amount of outbound work. We didn't really get into that much until about 2 or 3 years ago, and we've been growing it since then, but it still represents about 5% of our work. I do feel very strongly it's important to be involved in the industry and contribute. I've been a long-time board member of my local limousine association, the Virginia Limousine Association. I'm also a board member of the Virginia chapter of the Global Business Travel Global Travel not administration association, and I have a tech background, and so I think it's important to use your skills in ways that that you can to contribute to the industry. So I've been very pleased to work the last few years on the NLA's tech committee, where we've been trying to use technology to make the industry more efficient, especially in the area of affiliate process flow.
Excellent. Thank you, Randy. Richard?
Yes, I have unmuted myself. Hi, everyone. I'm Richard de Kruiger, translated in the US as The Warrior. I am based in Amsterdam, Netherlands, in the industry for about 36 years, but that includes my first job as a taxi driver in Amsterdam. How did I get involved in the international work with affiliate? Because that was one of our topics to introduce. When Uber started in Europe, we in Amsterdam was city number 2 after London. And we did have a lot of corporate work. And in the beginning, we joined Uber because they started with Uber Lux, and it was a welcome extra to the downtown hours we had in between. So we just could check in and do a ride instead of doing nothing. But just after a year, then the real Uber popped up, and later we had Uber X, Uber Pop called in the Netherlands. And we noticed that we started losing our clients to Uber. And from that moment, I thought I need to connect globally, because I already have to know the client before it leaves any country in the world. So I started with US, contacted via LinkedIn. That was about 2013, I guess. And just a year later, I attended my first chauffeur-driven show, or LCP, by then in US, and that's how I got interfered in the global affiliate market. We run a full 100% IO company. I used to have drivers with my own cars, but the license market in the Netherlands got liberated. So anyone with a driver's license can apply for a taxi license or a limousine license or whatever you want to do. So our number of cars in Amsterdam grow from 600 cars when we had limited licenses to close to 10,000 cars currently. So that was a huge race. I had a problem with my drivers because they wanted to start their own business as well 20 years ago. And I realized that this was no future for me to continue with employees. So what I did, I sold my cars to my employees and I hired them back to look after my existing clients. So for the clients, there was nothing visible, just my own construction changed, and that's how we still operate with pleasure, I have to say. Regarding affiliate work, shortly after my first visits at the limousine shows, my revenue became about 80% affiliate work and 20% corporate owned. And that was only inbound, because of the experience I got with affiliate work, I started to offer my own clients whenever they have to travel to X country. So we have a client bringing to the airport and we see where the flight is going. So the first thing what we did, or we currently do, is every booking that we have, hey, you're flying to New York. Do you possibly need any transportation over there? Something that you don't offer will never be bought. So that's how our outbound work started, rapidly. Sometimes at the moment, we have more work outside the Netherlands. Right next week, we're doing a large event in Barcelona for a corporate client from the Netherlands. But right in that week, we have more transfers in Barcelona than we have the whole week in Amsterdam. So this is how affiliate work can work in general.
Excellent. Thank you, Richard. Uwali, if you could introduce yourself, please.
Yes, good morning, everybody. This is Yoali Garcia. I'm a founder, one of the founder partners of Godandi and Sons. The other ones are my brothers and my father. And it's somehow we're somehow the third generation. Although we're the founders, we redefined the business. My grandfather used to do taxi business several decades ago. He used to own up to 100 cars back in the 50s in Mexico City. So ground transportation runs through our veins somehow. And we redefined it together with my father, twisting it into giving it a little twist, not twisting because that could be a bad assumption, but giving it a little luxury twist. We added the Mercedes and the Lincolns and the Cadillacs in Mexico, which is a different economy. So that differentiated us and that put us into a leading position, because most transportation companies in Latin America, they only have Fords or other non-luxury brands. So we added this luxury that brought us affiliate work, because we represent many companies, especially from the US. We own these vehicles, and the way we got into the affiliate work was when some of our clients started requesting services, maybe in Cancun. So we're based in Mexico City, and we started affiliate business in Cancun maybe 12 years ago. As the business expanded, as the business was more required, that as the demand grew in Cancun, we sent one car, we started an office there. So that's how we expanded business into Cancun or Cabo or Monterrey or other cities in Mexico. And that's how we grew up. But we started with affiliate work. And then we started expanding our services into Latin America. Same way, our customers needed luxury, security, bilingual chauffeurs. And so we started building up a layer upon layer of differentiation. First the cars, but also the chauffeurs. They had to be wearing a suit and a tie. In other words, we had to develop the Latin America industry and the standards. And I know we're going to be talking about the standards later, but that's how we started this affiliate work. And it was mostly outbound. It was, let's say, inbound and outbound, because whatever the customers required, they sent us this inbound, and if we didn't have the cars in that specific city, we had to reflect that outbound, just like Richard said. We started selling them. We also are present in these other cities, and that's how we expanded our network of affiliates into Latin America. We're very involved in the city. We are part of the NLA, the GBTA. We have sponsored some of the shows so that people will get to know what we offer in Latin America. We use these. Let's talk about the industry standards, which in most of the cases is Limo Anywhere. It's maybe 80% of the people use that, or now it's very nice to have GNet. That's a way to communicate amongst affiliates. So that's another thing we try to provide to all of our affiliates, the means of communication, 24/7 bilingual dispatch, the reservation system, and also another clue in affiliates is communication, and expectations. We tell them every time in this specific city, let's say a little island in the Caribbean, we're not going to find Lincolns, Mercedes, or Cadillacs. You're going to find Renaults. But what we offer is the communication, that another thing, the standards, the statuses, the on the way, the on location, the passenger on board, and the drop. So that's us in a shell. That's how we do affiliate, and it's an honor to be with you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Excellent. Thank you, Yali. And next we will go to Tom from Tampa.
Mute. My name is Tom Halsnick. I'm with Walsh Chauffeur Transportation in Tampa, Florida. I've been in the limo industry for 32 years. I've spent first half of it as a chauffeur, both privately and with several companies, and started my business about 14 years ago. Of affiliate work, we do about 30% of affiliate work, most of it being inbound. We're starting to develop more of our outbound stuff as we vet more and more companies and upsell our local clients to trusting us with their business in other cities. It's very important to be involved. I started going to shows about 5 years ago and meeting a lot of the folks I see here on this call, and it was quite an eye opener. You learn, you don't know something until somebody points it out. And there was a lot of things that I learned and was able to make my company better. And my membership with the NLA has grown. I'm also a membership committee with the NLA. I'm also a board member with the Florida Limousine Association. I also sit on the advisory board for Chauffeur Driven Magazine. Locally, I'm involved in several chambers of commerce and also a concierge association. So the network of people, it's not what you know, sometimes it's who you know, and those things can also help your business.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tom, for that.
Mm-hmm.
So as we've heard, we have the two international operators, and ironically, both of them have explained to you how within their regions, how they have expanded their network, even to their outside cities, outside countries from where they are from, which is different than in the States. So in the States, obviously, we all operate within our city. And yeah, we can branch out, 100, 150 miles outside of that as well. But it's interesting that Richard and both Yali have expanded into other countries. And, if you're looking for something, in South America, you ask for it on Facebook, that Yali is the first name that pops up, and contact him. And it's like, no matter what country you're looking for, they definitely have a name for you or set it up for you. So with that being said, I wanted to go to Randy and Tom. Is how do you compare your affiliate work, your national and global affiliate work, to your local affiliate work? Do you treat it the same way, or do you treat your local affiliate work differently?
I guess I'll go first. Yeah, I do, because your local affiliate work, it's a matter of, filling out your schedule. You get conflicts, you get, drivers delayed in traffic. So when you're farming out to your local affiliates, there's a different reason why that you need that support. Whereas if you're farming it out nationally and internationally, it's because you're taking care of your client in another city.
Great point. Randy, you have a different take on it?
Not really, but from a customer perspective, treat it no different. You want the customer to have the same experience in interacting with your company, whether they're riding in your car and locally, or riding in a affiliate locally, or riding in an affiliate in another city where you have to farm it out. So consistency in that experience that the customer sees, not only inside the car, but in how they interact with you, the front office, how promptly you give them the confirmations, the billing, and collect payments and send final receipts. You want them to have a consistent experience across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I'll add a little bit of my 2 cents to the local affiliate. Just for my years when I had Your Private Limousine, is I depended heavily on local affiliate work. It was very important to me to always have connections, relationships, and accounts with all of my local competitors, because at any given time, you might be given a proposal or a quote, and it might be a group of 500 or 1,000. And if you only have a fleet of 5 or 10 cars, obviously you don't have the fleet to accommodate that large group. However, if you are working and you have connections with your local competitors, that now you can bid on that group of 500 or 1,000 because you're working with your local competitors. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the same paperwork is we always ask the same paperwork of our local affiliates that we do with our national and our global affiliates, the insurance, the workman's comp, make sure that their standards are set. We still negotiate rates with them. So, if you are quoting a large group, that you're not at the last minute trying to get rates from your local companies, that you've already got those rates set and you know what to expect. So it's just a way to expand your business and a way to be able to quote on those bigger groups that you normally wouldn't be able to. Richard, did you have a question? You're on mute.
Yes, I just want to hook on your remark about local affiliate work and international affiliate work. Basically, when I look after my IO company, my national work is basically local affiliate work, and there's basically no difference in hiring a driver around the corner or elsewhere in Europe, because they have to do the same thing. The procedure is the same, it's just the distance, it's longer away. So those who want to start into a affiliate work, think small and you will end large.
Great point. So in your introductions, each one of you had mentioned that you started with inbound affiliate work. So obviously it seems that the inbound affiliate work was your first go-to and how you started working with affiliates. So just very briefly, can you explain what got you started? Was it companies that were reaching out to you? Was it that you were actively marketing to get the attention of the affiliates out there to call you? Was it going to the shows? How is it that you started with inbound affiliate work? And I don't know if you guys see the same screen I do. I've got going across, I've got Randy, Richard, Yali, and Tom. If we can just stay in that same pattern, if you will. So,
Do you want to go?
Yes.
Well, when I purchased the company in 2007, it already had a strong presence on inbound work. I focused primarily on expanding that by going to shows, trying to do a good job with the affiliate work that we had to maintain a good reputation, and really focusing on treating the affiliate client as the same way we treat our own client. Becoming involved in the industry is a great way to gain visibility. for most of us, it's about visibility because, most of us don't have photographic memories. And when you have a client going to a city you've never serviced before, you kind of have to figure out, well, who's in that city and who do I know and how do I reach them? So I went to shows, I was on street teams, I was on a magazine, LCT magazine at the time, on their advisory board. Today, there's opportunities with Chauffeur Driven to answer questions every month and get free publicity. It's about just making your name known, building not only your company's brand, but your personal brand as well, because people are a lot more comfortable doing business with someone they know, not just a company name.
Absolutely. And Richard, anything to add that hasn't been stated?
No, it's exactly what Randy says. It's make yourself recognizable. Just join Facebook, make yourself present, make yourself visible. It's like standing on the market and selling shoes. If you keep them under the table, then you won't sell a shoe. And if you put them on the table with the top off and show it presently and make a little present, then you will sell shoes. And that's our industry is exactly the same. We don't sell transportation. We sell ourselves and we sell service. And finally, the transportation is the responsibility of the driver. But in our case, it's all about service and loyalty. Pretty much important is being responsive. So if you receive an email and you see it, at the moment you see it, take care of it. Don't say, hey, I do it 5 minutes later. No, at that time you see the email, just open it, reply, and that could be the next future client for you.
Richard, and only because I'm aware of your activities and have been watching, as you're putting your name out there and a little bit of the marketing that you're doing, how many associations do you belong to in the United States?
Well, of course, I joined the NLA. I joined the ILLBA. I joined the GCLA. I joined the NELA. And now I have to look over to the right. I'm afraid Tom will send me a proposal. But no, it's being a member of the association. But it's a kind of giving back also. The way that I have on inbound work, I can never bring it back with outbound work. And I don't have any preferred affiliates. When I choose an affiliate, it's always on interest of the client. And it's not that affiliate that's giving me the most work, because that affiliate could just not be the affiliate for my client.
Got it.
Yeah, so and being a member of those local associations, it's supporting. Of course, it's a marketing tool, but most of all, it's also giving back and supporting the industry. And most important also is knowing about what issues there are, because they are. I can see it in all the states. They are completely different.
Got it. Yuali and Tom, back to the inbound work and how you got started. Do you have anything different to add that hasn't already been stated?
Well, I started the other way. I started with outbound because the first clients we had were corporate, and let's say large corporations like Walmart or ExxonMobil in Mexico, and ExxonMobil specifically transports people to oil cities, oil towns, like in the sea, close to the sea, Gulf of Mexico. And we had their account in Mexico City, and they were asking us, hey, can you do transportation? Can you provide services in these other smaller cities? This was 15 years ago. And as a principle of marketing is never say no, right? So we said yes. And I started. Back in the day, 15 years ago, internet presence was incipient. It was very beginning. There was no Google AdWords, no paid advertising. So you had to do your research 15 years ago. And I traveled to those cities, vetted my affiliates, checked. I told them, because these specifically energy companies, they have high security standards. And that's how we started this outbound business. And started checking that they had security training, that they knew RCP or first aid training. They had to have drug test, random drug tests. Those were the standards that ExxonMobil required from us. So I went to these cities, trained them, and tell them, hey, we're going to start a partnership here. I'm going to have the account of the corporation, which is a big company, and they refer to British our services to British Petroleum. So we started. We knew the high standards our clients demanded, and we reflected this on our affiliates in these other smaller cities. They may not be as popular. We really don't get many requests in these cities from the US, from our affiliates in the US, because these are oil companies in Mexico. But our main customer back then was ExxonMobil, and we knew that's how we learned to really represent and to make our affiliates an extension because of these high standards. Most of the people, they don't say, most of our affiliates are the ones that send us work jobs, the inbounds. They don't say, hey, I need your drivers to have drug tests or to be vetted or to check their criminal backgrounds if they have any. But we always did anyway, because we service these high standards, high maintenance clients here. So we started outbound, and then we could offer all these other cities that we had for other clients. That's how we started promoting ourselves in these shows, in the NLA shows. And as Richard said again, you cannot sell what you cannot. People are not going to buy what you're not selling. You're not telling them what you have. So we already had built this a large network, vetted, high quality, and it's been a good way to warranty that we are a solid company, because we know we never like people don't like having a double farm out. If you're farming someone out, you expect that guy or that affiliate to do that job. But over here, these companies, they have what we require from us in other cities across Latin America or South America, but they may not be as developed as to charge with a credit card, So or their dispatch is not 24/7, or you cannot farm out through GNet for them, or they may be using WhatsApp and not really checking their emails.
And we'll get into some of those standards in a little bit. We'll get into the standards and the technology piece of it. So what you had said is that you had started with outbound work, and based on that outbound work, I'm assuming that's how you started receiving the inbound work, is because of affiliates wanting to be reciprocal because of the work you were sending them.
Exactly.
Okay. Tom, so we'll go to you. You mentioned 14 years ago that you started your company, and that 30% of your business is inbound work. How did you start with that inbound work?
Well, first of all, it was easy. I'm located in Florida, so a lot of people like to vacation in Florida. But it was a matter of going to the shows, getting to know people, and them getting to know how I do business, how I conduct it myself online, in the Facebook groups, and that kind of thing. And people, would feel comfortable with you and go, okay, yeah, I'd like to give that company a try. I know the owner, seems like a good guy. We'll try him out, and after, being successful and people referring me, it's always rewarding when somebody asks who's in the Tampa area, and, 8, 9, 10 people, all say the same thing. And it's flattering, but that takes some time though. That took several years to develop. Okay. And that's really, how we do the inbound stuff.
Absolutely. So let's stay on the inbound affiliate work. And so within our industry, and I've been in it for 27 years, is that it was always known to have an affiliate discount, and it's normally the 10% affiliate discount. If we could, let's talk about that and what our views are regarding the affiliate discount, and how each of you manage the affiliate discount or don't. Randy?
Well, our view may be a little bit outdated in current market. We still offer a 10% base discount to all affiliates, whether they've been with us a long time or whether it's the first trip they've ever sent us. I think it's part of the equation of that market. You give them a little bit of leeway for their markup and still make the total price that the client sees, palatable to them. But in today's market and knowing what the big affiliate networks, how much they mark up, 60, 70%, maybe it's not necessary anymore. I don't know what the right answer is. But with our margins on our operating margins on our own vehicles, offering a 10% discount still leaves us a profit on the trip and hopefully makes it profitable for the affiliate sending us to work as well.
Excellent. Richard, your view on the affiliate discount?
I mute myself. Yeah, we offer a 15% discount to any affiliate. Like Randy said, even it's a 1 ride in a year or 10,000 rides in a year, we make no difference because everybody should get the same opportunity to sell our service in their country and to their own clients. There's another reason that we have a higher rate for corporate. Our corporate clients have the same discount basically. And that's that we want to keep a little bit the retail market out of our cars. Amsterdam is well known about the smoking area or the sex industry or et cetera, et cetera. And we are not serious looking for these people to have in our cars. We cannot have it, but that we have a tourist just smoking weed half hour ago in our cars, and we have to deploy that car back to the garage for a half day to clean it because he smoked outside a joint or whatever. So it's pure choice that we are going for the higher level corporate. We do not park in garages at the airport. We have 75 permits to park our cars in front of the arrivals next to the taxi stand. It's a non-public street. Yeah, we keep it exclusive, and the 15% is for us profitable. Basically, we had to do it that way because, like I said in the beginning, when we started with affiliate work was about 75% of our revenue.
Wow.
So if that would be a tight margin, then we would have been. I wouldn't have been here talking to you.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Wally?
Yes, we offer affiliate net discount. We have discount tires sometimes. No, what for NLA and people sending jobs through GNet or LANet. We always do a 20%. It's already included in their all-inclusive pricing. Also, we had talked about no surprises in the pricing. No, what we quote is what we charge, not like some companies that we don't like working with because they quote you a price and then you find out they're charging you for the fuel, mileage, tip, state tax, federal tax, and then you end up they end up and then they may put a little discount in the end and on top of that. But you end up paying more than that. So what we quote is what we charge, and it already includes a 20% discount. And something also very important is that's on our vehicles. On our vehicles, whenever we're working with a different affiliate, well, we just put our markup on top of that, and that's what we quote. That's what we charge. So we cannot really make a discount if we're already paying someone else.
Got it. Tom?
Well, I guess I'm going to be the odd man out here because we don't offer any affiliate discounts. And honestly, I thought that was more predominant because we've had several conversations on Facebook pages about, our price being our price. The only discount I offer is for my local affiliates, and that's only because we're playing in the same sandbox. Our prices are relatively the same. And usually if we're farming it out, it's because we're trying to make our schedule work. We're trying to solve a problem. But when we're farming it out, or we're, taking the inbound, the other person should be making their margin on top of that, because they're selling their services. It's not, I don't feel that it's my job to help them profit, because I'm still providing the full service, so I should be paid the full amount. They're providing the management, the oversight of it, a lot of the paperwork, all that kind of stuff. So, and on our end, they're for an inbound or even an outbound affiliate, there's still, more work that needs to go into it than your regular, local jobs, because you have additional phone calls about, well, what's your cancellation policy? What is your deposit? What is this? Who's your driver? There's a lot more involved in, doing that inbound, outbound work. So it's kind of hard to justify, excuse me, a discount.
There's a question here that, and right before, because this is a perfect segue into rates, the markup, the all-in rate that I want to discuss. But before we go to that, would you give a discount to a one-off affiliate? Say they only send you 1 or 2 trips a year. So I think a couple of you had answered that. Tom, since we ended with you, let's start with you again. Would you give a discount to the one-off affiliate? I believe you answered that, but we'll start with you, then go to Randy, and then we'll segue into rates.
The answer would be no.
There you go. Randy?
Yes.
And then, so for Richard and you, Ali, same question is, would you give a discount to a one-off affiliate?
Yes.
In our the policy is for
even-
NLA members. Go, Richard.
Oh, sorry. Even I had a recommendation a few weeks ago on Facebook, and the affiliate texted me via Messenger and blah blah blah. It was middle of the night, so I didn't respond. And the first thing I do is check Facebook, but I didn't check my Messenger. So I got a recommendation from several for him, and I started replying via Messenger, blah blah blah, and then I go to my system and I saw he already booked via the retail website, so he already booked with me.
Yeah.
So I contacted him. So he accepted the price that was given via the website, and I contacted him. I said, okay, I know who you are. I'm going to reprice your quote because, or the confirmation, because I treat you as an affiliate, even that you did not ask for the affiliate discount. I'm going to provide it. I give it anyway, because I don't want to have a big book remembering who I promised discount, who I did not promise discount. I don't want to have the discussion a year later. Hey, why did I have to pay 200 more? And now it's a discount with 15%. I don't want to have that discussion. It's the key word, and that's basically with all our work, but especially with affiliate work, because you are being trusted to take care of someone else's customer, is transparency. Be honest and don't be tricky.
Got it. Yuali, do you offer a discount for the one-off?
Whenever it's NLA, GNet, LA, or any other association, Limo association, I know they have to have a preferred price because they're doing business, and I want to establish also a long-term relationship. So we always give them that discount I mentioned, the 20%. It's already included. I'm not telling them, hey, this is a real price, but we're gonna offer you a discount as an incentive to establish it. Because sometimes they just call us. They will just call us because they have that specific need. And again, as Tim said, they may not call us again until next year. However, for other agencies, limo companies, we always give them that preferred price. Here's the catch: if they ask for an additional discount, additional as to what we have already offered, we will not agree on that, because number one, we're already giving them a discount. Second, we don't know if they're going to call us again. See, so we start operating on losses. and it's a business. I mean, it's not to help them out. And then sometimes they come and say, oh, well, company B or company C, they charge less. Well, this is my cost structure. I mean, I warranty and I know my costs, and I warranty my services, and I know what it's worth. So I cannot go under that. You're free to go and you're free to go and try company B or company C. And then I know you're going to come back and say, hey, I'd rather pay you the extra $10 or $15 or $5 that I was asking for a discount. But because they're going to see a big difference for that.
Go ahead,
I
Richard.
cannot compromise quality.
Tracy, about talking about rates, especially with the global affiliate work.
Yeah.
If you go for the first time to X country or X state and you don't have the experience, a rate is just a number. It doesn't say anything about the market.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is a transfer in New York can do $400 and a transfer in Vegas only 80.
Yes.
It's the same transportation. It's the same client. It's almost the same car, but the difference is 400%. For me, I like I said, I do a lot of European affiliate work. When I go for an unknown market, and I always approach 3 or 4 potential affiliates to take care of it. And my first choice is the way how they are responsive to it. Because if I have a question and I getting my answer within the next hour, he will also treat my client the same way. If my client has a question in the car, he should not wait for the next day to get an answer.
Right.
It's all about taking care for someone else. And just like I said, a rate is just a number, and it doesn't say about until the job has completed, because then you have a value against it. Was it worth to pay for it?
I'm so glad, Richard, that you put it that way. I think what I've noticed, at least locally, is sometimes they'll call the ILA or ILLBA office, can't even get out of my mouth, and ask who's an affiliate in Tampa, who's affiliate here, there. We'll give someone a couple recommendations, or tell them where to look for it, and then they'll come back and say, well, that price is too high. And I have to immediately remind everyone that the price is the price in that market. Don't compare it to your market price. And that is sometimes what the newer operators who are starting to dabble into the affiliate work say, well, here I charge this price. No, you cannot. The market is different. The service levels are different. Everything is different. And what you're doing for your customers, providing a service. And so.
And it's not just the market, it can be what's happening in that market. Anybody that tried to book anything in Utah in the last 2 weeks knows they were paying a very heavy premium.
Right.
Supply and
Huge events
demand.
going on. Good point.
Yeah, and about pricing, just one other thing too, and while we're on that subject, I also do some work with some West Coast affiliates who have what we term super VIP, and they actually pay 30 to 40% higher on the rates because, it's as directed. They want the best driver. They don't want to be nickel and dimed for tolls or for stops or for, additional time or for anything, any special requests or anything like that. And they want it to be a priority. And so I work with a couple of them that I handle not only their transportation in Tampa, but within Florida. And those rates are considerably higher. I've also seen that. So that goes in the opposite direction. As opposed to a discount, there's actually a price increase. And there's a couple times when I, call an affiliate and I say, what's your price for this? And I say, okay, this is the type of client I have. They're willing to pay 30% more. This is the way that we want it handled. And that's also done too.
Absolutely. So I like that we're talking about rates right now. And again, keep in mind that we do have some operators on here that have not started with their outbound affiliate work. So as we're talking about rates, can we talk about a little bit about how do you determine what your markup is? Do you have some leadway with your markup? Do you look at it at the end of the month as the big picture? Okay, overall, I hit 28% gross profit. Or do you stick to your guns and I'm going for a 30% no matter what? So talk a little bit about your markup, how you come to that markup, and then also about the all-in rate and what does it mean to quote an all-in rate? Do you really care what the 27 line items are from the other operator, or do you just want that all-in rate? Randy, we'll start with you and then we'll go across. Paula, if you can just make sure they go across. I have to step out for a second.
Yes. This is my favorite question. Thank you, Tracy. Go ahead, Randy.
Well, rates, I'm going to start with my pet peeve. If you follow me on Facebook, I've posted about this a couple of times. If you want inbound affiliate work, you have to be easy to do business with, and that includes providing your rate with the confirmation. I get so frustrated at having to chase down what the price is. If I send you work, or if you're receiving a request for a trip from an affiliate, when you send the confirmation back, make sure it's got the overall price in it. I don't know what to charge my client until I know what your price is. And I want to be easy to do business with. I want you to be easy to do business with. So send me the price. Don't make me call and ask for the price. And even if I call, I still want it in writing, so we have it documented so that we can negotiate any differences that happen on the back end if you have to charge me more, and I understand why. So that's the main thing, is just provide it. Other than that, it's difficult to manage rates. We're doing more outbound work, and I'm kind of surprised that my clients are accepting it, but we're confirming the trips with no price included until we get the price from the affiliate. And then we send them a second confirmation with the markup. We generally do a 25% markup of the price we receive. The only exception to that usually is if we have to pay a commission to a travel agency, in addition to it being an outbound affiliate, we'll mark it up 30% so that we have room to pay the commission as well. We do track our outbound affiliate margins separately from our inbound margins, so that we know how close we're hitting that 25% markup profit margin on outbound work. You do have to track it, because sometimes, you get a higher price back from the affiliate. You don't manage to, through your accounting processes, to pass it through to the client, and all of a sudden you're down at 10%. Or something happens that surprises you, and there's some mix up on terms and conditions. They have a 6-hour cancellation policy that you didn't notify the client. The client refuses to pay for the cancellation, and then you have to eat it. So you have to watch the margins carefully.
Definitely. Richard?
Yeah, so I have to say the same markup. My standard is 25%. From the other side, from the sales, it's 20%. It's an easy number, because when you need to do some discount elsewhere, you have 20% over your sales price. So if you do 10% over that price, you will earn half or remain. There's a little difference in the 25% markup. That's because we are in Europe, have multiple currencies to deal with. Once we have to pay in a different currency, I mark up an extra 5% just for the currency variation. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but that's a pretty sure way to price your markup.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here as with Richard. Latin America has different currencies, and we do 20% markup and then 5% extra for the currencies. Now, one catchy thing here is not a lot of our affiliates in developing countries, let's say El Salvador, or let's say just smaller countries, they will not take credit card. So we have to check on that administrative fee, because we have to go to the bank and make a bank transfer, a wire transfer, and that adds up to the cost. Or we have to go to Western Union, MoneyGram, and all those money sending payments and the services. And obviously that takes up time, and we have to consider that. Maybe add $10 for that, and have a messenger or a guy just helping us out doing those cash payments. So it's all considered, because our affiliate or the company or the client, the customer asking us for services in Guatemala or these countries where they will not take credit card, they have a flawless, just continuous service, and they don't care if how they pay, how we're going to end up paying our representatives there, our affiliates there. They just say, yeah, just bill my credit card. So we need to consider that into our cost structure again.
So are you
But
required
that's-
to pay
that's-
I'm sorry, Yohan. Are you, in many cases, because they're smaller countries and things, are you also required to usually pay them in advance of the ride?
Yes, that's true. That's true again. Yeah, we have to pay them, some of them, because maybe as Tim asked, I mean, it's maybe a one-off. I mean, one-off service once a year in a little island in the Caribbean. They don't know us. They won't trust us. They say, hey, you have to pay me if you want to book this. And we got to make sure our customers receive that service. So we tell them, hey, it's going to be a 48-hour cancellation because we're going to go out to the bank or send this money out there. This guy is not taking credit cards. But obviously, they don't know that. The customer, we don't have to tell them all the back story. We just have to tell them this is for 48. Even if we charge them afterwards, the service is done, we have to pay sometimes in advance. So that's how things work in some smaller countries.
Okay, Tom, do you have anything to offer that's different than what's been stated?
All-in rate should include everything. The only thing that I can think of that would be additional, it has to be discussed up front. Like when a transfer converts to an hourly, where's that tipping point? If it's going to be additional wait time, and how much wait time before it converts to a 3-hour minimum, deposits, like how much do you expect up front for certain types of vehicles? When is final payments due? And I know it's been discussed a lot of times, probably 100% of the time it should be paid, if not the day before, but the day of. And I realize that probably some of the larger companies that's difficult to do, but if you're a smaller operator, it shouldn't be difficult because chasing down money afterwards is hard. Even with clients, I've gone to billing my clients the day before, everybody's happy. And you know what? When something doesn't go through and I make a phone call, they miraculously get back to me like immediately. So
Yes,
but it should include everything. And when I send it over, it is line item broken out, but that's just in the interest of transparency and so there's nothing hidden.
Yeah, and I think what everyone should understand, and I believe everybody here does understand this, is that the reason for all the different line items is so that our systems can decide, and you as owners of your company, that you've divvied out, if it's $100 ride, you divvied out that 15-20% is going to go for gratuity, 8 or 9% is going to go for fuel. But to do the accounting in the back end, in order to pay your chauffeurs, in order to pay your vehicle owners, in order to pay the company itself, that's the reason for all the different line items. So realistically, that all-in rate, so when we're taking in work or we're sending out work, that all-in rate, all we really care about is that bottom number. This is what you're going to charge us, and that's where we're going to mark it up from, whatever our markup might be. Realistically, I don't care if you have a 10% fuel surcharge or if you have a 30% fuel surcharge, it doesn't matter. I want that all-in rate, and based off of that all-in rate is where we'll make our decisions on whether we go forward or not. So just 2 cents from our outbound and what we're looking for as far as a markup. Our goal is the 30%. I think it's been that way for years and years. How now with technology and trying to be very convenient with those on the phone, that we don't have to hang up the phone, call 5 different affiliates. Do you have availability? What is your rate? Go through the calculations, see which ones I can make my 30% on, call the customer back. Okay, yes, we got availability. Yes, here's the rate. Okay, do you want to book it? Now they have to go ask. And before you know it, 4 hours goes by and you don't have it booked. So with technology, what we've put in through COVID, what we spent a lot of time doing is having a general rate for each area based on the history of our affiliate rates. So we've gone back like 2 years. We've looked, we use New York. So our average rate for New York, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Maybe it's 150. So there might be some affiliates that maybe we're only making a 22% markup, but there might be other affiliates that we're using that we're making the 35% markup. At the end of the month, where is our average? Is our average that 30% that we're looking to hit? And that seems to be working really well for us. And then that also gives us options. We know we don't have to hit 30% every single time, but based on the type of service that we're looking for, based on the end of the month, based on our different options, it has opened us up that we're able to quickly book when that customer calls. We can give them the rate right away and book that ride, and then we go and find the affiliate for where we need them to be to hit the numbers. So with that being said, Tim asked a good question, and I think we're all challenged with this question right now. And because we talked about there's might be a huge event in that market at that week, during that week or that weekend. And so how do you handle the changing rates in other markets? You might get a quote for a ride that is occurring this weekend, but a month from now, there's a major event going on and the rates may be different. How do you relay that info to the client? So a couple of different things here is, how do you handle when there's big events in that market? Is it each of our responsibilities to know all of those events? Or are we still going back to the archaic times of you still have to call for that availability just to make sure that there's not a major event? Or Randy, I'd like for you to take this opportunity to maybe speak a little bit about what GNet offers and being able to pull rates out of each other's systems and where our industry tends to be heading, hopefully quicker than slower, if you will. So I think this is a great opportunity to talk about that. But if we could talk about how does everybody handle the changing rates in the different markets? So Randy, I'll have you go first.
Yeah, managing affiliate rates is a nightmare unless you're the size of a Windy City or even larger. I don't believe you can pre-build accurate rate tables for markets all over the country or all over the world. So if you are a small or medium-sized company looking to do outbound work, I think you have to price each trip in real time as you book it to make sure that you get an accurate price, that you're getting an accurate margin. With that being said, the technology is available today to solve this problem. GNet has a great capability that is not being utilized, as best I know today, of I can, to any of my GNet partners, I can make my rates inside my fast track reservation dispatch system available to them in real time. So if you want to send me a job to do a transfer from Richmond Airport to an address in Richmond, you want to know what the price is, you don't have to call me. You can, through GNet, submit a quote request. It goes into my fast track system, returns the price exactly like my own reservation agents would return it, and present it to you on your side. And if I updated the rates yesterday, or if I had dynamic pricing in effect for that day, you would get the right rate at that moment in time. So it's wonderful technology. The challenge for the industry is, how do we upgrade our processes and our workflows to take advantage of some of the technology that's available? And it doesn't force you to only do business with people using the same reservation system. I can offer this to someone on Livery Coach, someone on Limo Anywhere, hopefully soon to someone on Santa Cruz. It's agnostic as far as what reservation system is requesting the trip.
And Randy, just to add on to that, I believe I've just been made aware on add-ons, there's something similar to that where you can have access to another company's market prices in real time. Now, I don't know how that works through GNet, but we're close to being able to integrate a lot of that stuff, which is pretty promising.
Yeah.
I've actually got a call with Mike Blackburn on Friday to discuss that very feature. So I can keep it posted.
I want to open this up to the group because I think it's really, really important. And all of you that are going out to Vegas, I think it's important to stop by the booth and talk to GNet, talk to your software provider. Does everyone understand what Randy just said? That on your side of it, when you change your rates, you know that, so a lot of you are here in Chicago, so you know that NASCAR is coming to Chicago. So obviously your rates are going to differ during that week, that 2-week period. So you're kind of changing, you're setting the parameters within your own systems. Those 2 weeks, you might have a premium rate during those 2 weeks, knowing that supply is going to be low. And what Randy just said is that Tom from Tampa can go into Windy City and get a quote from Windy City during that 2-week period when NASCAR is in town and receive our updated rate. One, he doesn't have to call us to ask for our rate, knowing that it could be different. He's just able to pull it out while he's got the customer on the phone. He's quickly able to add his markup to it and go ahead and take that booking. Does everybody understand what Randy was saying regarding GNet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an extra option. Am I muted? Or?
I
You're
understand the options there. Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Mine-
go ahead.
We'll take your question. Go ahead, Mark.
I just wanted to know what the feature is called that you turn it on. Where is this transparency? What would I need to activate?
Are you currently on GNet? You're on mute now.
I am. We don't use it, and I probably should.
So Randy, I think the question is, say that he is on GNet, say that he's sending out trips via GNet. What is the option, or where do they go to pull a rate out of somebody else's system?
When you partner with someone through GNet, you have options in defining that partnership in terms of what capabilities you're allowing them to access from your system. The default is that they can send you work. They can transfer a reservation into your system. You can also give them access to your pricing as a designated preferred partner. And you're doing that partner by partner, because maybe you don't want to advertise your rates or make them accessible to the whole world, but you can select which partners in your network have access to your rates. Now they can do that from their own reservation system to access the rate, or within GNet, there's a quoting window where you simply put in the pickup and the drop off and which partner you want to request the rate from, and it goes and retrieves the rate from that partner system and displays it on the screen. So it's a manual or automated process either way.
Thank you.
I posted something, and I don't think I'm the only one here. I'm on Limo Anywhere. I'm on GNet. I have never used GNet. The process to go through, and I've talked to other people that are on this call, like Kirk, the process to go through and set up GNet with Limo Anywhere and add-ons and whatnot, and the videos that have been provided, unless they've been updated, I've not gotten any notification they've been updated. It is a royal pain in the rear end to set up. It is so frustrating. And this is coming from someone who used to program the National Weather Service radars and take, raw hexadecimal half-word data and make pretty images. And I can't, and I can't figure out this process. So, if I can't do it, I know there's others that can.
And in the same respect, there's hundreds that have set it up, and there's thousands of rides that are going through it currently today. Have you been able to call Yasmin or anybody from the GNet team to walk you through the steps after watching the videos?
Admittedly, when I sent emails, I just kind of I don't get a response that I feel satisfactory.
Well,
inbound stuff on GNet is pretty easy. You're correct. The outbound stuff is difficult, but inbound you should be able to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say, once you're familiar with it on your side of it, at least as far as you can go, and then when you run into that first roadblock, is maybe have 1 to 3 affiliates that you're ready to send work to, and have those names ready to go. Call the GNet team and say, hey, look, this is where I'm at. I'm stuck at this point. And the reason I'm saying this is I've been on a GNet committee. I don't know, Randy, what have we been on it? 9 years, I think. And when the operators are working together and okay, let's set this up, and you get GNet on the phone, you get everything set up from GNet side of it. You many times you also have to get your software provider, because the two systems need to map each other. Your sedan needs to map the sedan, the van needs to map the Sprinter. They do need to communicate, and there is some mapping that goes on the backside of it. So you do have to have GNET, just have them answer your questions when you first get started. Work with the affiliate that you're going to, make sure that you're reading each other properly. But I'm telling you that there's thousands of rides going through every single day. It's working for operators. So I'd hate to see you not be on it because you're just at a sticking point where it's just not working for you. I just beg you to please call them and just ask them, what is it that's not set up correctly?
Absolutely. I mean,
All I know is that I'm not the only one that has this. I mean, I'm saying it. I'm not the only one that has this frustration. Especially those that are on Limo Anywhere. That's why you get the requests of, I need a Limo Anywhere affiliate and not a GNET affiliate. Like I said, I haven't made that. I don't care. I don't send that much stuff out. I don't take that much stuff in. And the people that I do work with are on Limo Anywhere. But I mean, the videos, and the videos to me with what you have to do between add-ons and GNET and Limo Anywhere. I mean, when you're talking about the number of operators that are on Limo Anywhere, I think the videos could be better. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not a person to put together videos. That's just how I feel that it needs to be more basic.
I think it helps if they know where your sticking point is, and then that's where they could possibly update the video or update the step-by-step. Obviously it's worked for several other affiliates, so it'd be good to know like where your sticking point is so that they can improve that process for that instruction.
I just think his frustration lies where the fact is it's not as easy as they say. For the people that are only going to do a few trips here and there occasionally, the setup process is a hassle, whereas with Limo Anywhere, it's just click, boom, you're done. Until it gets to that point, I don't think it'll get the broad acceptance that they're looking for. And I don't mean to bash it by any means. I wish it was a lot easier, but I understand what Tim's saying is, as a smaller operator myself, there's some companies that I'll do 1 or 2 trips a year. And sometimes the hassle to set it up on my end is bad. I've had bigger operators on their end have not get it set up, and I've sent repeated emails to them and with no follow-up. So
there's no doubt that it does take the time, that you do have to invest the time, and you do have to get it set up, and not just set up on your side of it. You have to get it set up with each software system that you are farming out work to back and forth. And as everyone on this call, if you listening to everyone is just starting in the last, from what I've been hearing, from the last 3 to 7 years, everybody's just starting to build their own outbound network. Is at some point you're going to be forced, if you're not on Limo Anywhere to Limo Anywhere or Santa Cruz to Santa Cruz, yes, that is much easier because it's the same system. And that is the beauty behind GNET, is because for the first time in our industry, that over 25, I think we're at over 25 systems around the world can be connected with GNET. You are not limited to only Limo Anywhere users. So at some point within your careers, is you will find it valuable that you're going to want to sit down, take the time. Okay, how do I get connected to a livery coach user, to a Santa Cruz user, because I want to expand my network.
Tracy, maybe I can respond to this. I see Ramir now on the right of my side.
Yes.
I have moved last year to a European system. I left Limo Anywhere because of all the restrictions in Europe, and it no longer work for me. I moved to CDS, Chauffeur Drive Systems, and it's a system from the UK. And I waited to move to that system until we had a green light from Amir. It's working. The CDS is connected to GNET. In the past year, I had to do a lot of work in the back office to reconnect all the existing affiliates from LANet via GNET to my CDS system. And I have to say that what we did is we just made a connection. We sent a test ride to an affiliate just to know if it's working. And there where it not worked, we just contacted Amir or Sharam. And we have really literally in the next hour the solution to get it work. So I think it's also a matter of putting some energy and testing with someone who is willing to help you with testing. Just make a connection to someone you know, even if it's Fast Track, Santa Cruz, or in our occasion CDS, you can try it with me.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't work, just email to GNet, and they are more than helpful to solve the issue.
Absolutely. And we're fortunate to have Amir. Amir's on here right now. Amir, is there anything that you wanted to add that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, actually, I heard about the frustration, and we do hear that quite a lot. But once it's explained, they realize the frustration was not directed to the right direction. Then the reason I say that is, how many of you have used QuickBooks or an accounting system? Okay, very few people have set it up correctly themselves. They just pass it on to their bookkeeper or their accountant, because setting up your software to do what it needs to do for you takes time and takes a little bit of a pre-work. So Lemo Anywhere won't work correctly until you set it up correctly. You can use it. You can use it as much as you want. You can type in reservations into it. You can create a phony invoice out of it. You can type in all the line items. You can come up with your own price, and you can say print or email, and it's gone. That's not the way that we're talking about. We're talking about a system that can calculate a rate or an estimated rate from pickup to drop off as soon as you give it a reservation and who it's coming from. And your rates are connected to the person it's coming from. You can have multiple rate sheets on most of these systems. You can assign a rate sheet to affiliates. You can assign rate sheets to corporate customers. They get 2 different rates. Your office will have a much easier time invoicing, obviously, because they don't have to ask someone in the office to say, how much should I charge for this trip? Everything is all automated. Everything is in front of you. If you had a heavy week where your prices were higher, okay, by next week when prices are lower, account.
Oh, you went on mute.
Hold on, Amir. You're on mute for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You just missed the very last part.
Oh, okay. So technology, basically, the technology part makes things easier only if we do set them up. And so when we sit with our Lemo Anywhere or Fast Track or Liberty Coach or other system users, 90% of the work is to be done in their own system. And it's not for GNet. It's really completing your configuration of your reservation system. Okay, you have to finish, the system will work without rates, but it also works with rates if you set up your rates. And then those are the things that, like what Randy was talking about, there is no rate better than the live rate coming from your partner. Okay, if you have a partner who is basically changing the rates or everything else, you don't have to build these rates in your system. We hear it all the time. Oh, I have to create rates for New York. I have to create rates for LA. We're like, why? Your New York partner has rates in their system, and you can just query it. You just query it.
Right.
So this is what basically Randy brought up. Randy is behind this whole, the quotations thing, and he's, it's not being used enough. Honestly, it really would make your life a lot easier if you did do it. So the Lemo Anywhere side, if you just want to receive reservations, for example, it's 3 steps. Okay, really, honestly, it's 3 steps. Receiving reservations is the simplest thing on Lemo Anywhere. We've already mapped the vehicle types. We've already mapped everything to it. All you need to do is be internet ready from your Lemo Anywhere side. Lemo Anywhere doesn't say this is for GNet.
Yeah,
Nowhere on Lemo Anywhere does it say this is for GNet. It is
absolutely
part of the system. Okay, so and then when it comes to farm out, Lemo Anywhere was not interested initially in farming out through GNet at all. It took 3 years, 4 years before they did that. Then they asked add-ons to do it because they were still not interested. They had add-ons make the investment. So now you're getting farm out features through add-ons, which is, we're not very familiar with it. I know they do a great job, but it's not simple.
Right.
So
You
do
know,
not,
I have to say, and Art's on the line too. Yeah.
Paula, before you make your statement,
Yes,
I have to apologize. I do need to run for a lunch that I'm scheduled for. But I just want to thank all of you for staying on. It looks like the same number of people are still on from when we started. So
Yeah.
I know this is a really important topic. There was a question that was asked earlier from Tim, if you guys could talk about this for a little bit, because I think it's important. I think going forward, this will be definitely a talking point. Does anyone charge an additional fee for trips that are not sent through a network like LAnet or GNet? So I think in the future, that'll be something that's coming up because, you know, you do pay a small fee. However, I know for our company, we went through the calculations. What does it cost when one of our agents takes a reservation? And I'm here to tell you that every time they answer the phone, we have to do it again now after COVID, but before COVID, we were at $14 to $15 for every time they took a phone call.
Yeah.
And now you look at a GNet, you can take the reservation, send it through GNet. It takes care of all of your trip statuses. So those 8 phone calls, is the chauffeur on the way? Is the chauffeur on location? Is the passenger on board? Is he 10 minutes to drop off? Has the customer been dropped off? Every single one of those phone calls are now eliminated because GNet is transferring that information to you. So you're eliminating the labor behind. It's not to eliminate a job position, but it's to eliminate the labor behind managing affiliate work, which is what I think prevents a lot of us from building this network. So if you could talk about the fees a
Yes.
little bit. Again, I thank all of you for joining you. My email is available. My phone's available. If anybody has questions, please reach out. Can't wait to see a lot of you in Vegas. And if any of you are not members of ILLBA, please get an application, join us. We'd love to have you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Tracy.
thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Tracy.
So
Thank
to
you.
Thank you, Tracy.
continue the discussion about the connectivity and all of that, I just want to add one thing, and Art's on the line too. So we've been receiving trips from Pontarelli for over 3 years on GNet. We're one of the first ones, and I have to say personally, it hasn't, the inbound trips, I haven't started any outbound yet. I'm working on that, but the inbound has been completely smooth. When you talk about not changing processes in your office to accommodate a special ride or an affiliate ride, our dispatch never talks to each other. Basically, that trip comes over, we process it. It's the same applications our drivers are already using. Statuses go directly to our dispatch. The phones just don't ring. That, to Tracy's point, that is a huge, operational cost on this stuff is very important. And I had to convince me initially because I kept saying, "Why do we want to do that?" And he said, "Why would we not want to do it?" I mean, so we can also, for those who are interested, we can talk to Amir about a little bit more of a deeper conversation for those who are exploring technology when you're ready, and talk more about GNet offline a little bit, getting into a little bit more of the bits and bytes. But did we have any other thoughts on that one before we move to the question about the extra fees?
Yeah, Tim, a dinner at the Jack Stack Barbecue, a couple of nights, and I'd be happy to get that thing running for you.
Oh, God.
Why would you want to go to
No-
that barbecue
No
restaurant? when they're
marketing allowed.
absolutely better?
Unless you got a better place than Jack Stack, but I'm good
Oh
with that.
my gosh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Doesn't even make the top 5.
All right, I'm going to be respectful of people's time, and we're going to go to that last question. So Tim had brought up a question about approaching those who are not connected electronically and charging an extra fee for entering trips. Be great to hear from the panel about that. Have you considered charging an extra fee for manually handling trips and entering them? And
I will not charge, never. It feels like an elder people asking extra money because they don't have a cash card.
okay,
No, it's not clients, it's affiliates that I'm
it's
talking
affiliates,
about.
but still,
It's affiliates. It's not clients. Clients can book which way they want.
Yeah, but even for an affiliate, if it just that we have a lot of work all the year long from Santa Cruz users.
right.
And Santa Cruz affiliate farmouts are a nightmare to copy. You really need a good PDF reader to copy from a Santa Cruz affiliate trip
Yeah.
sheet. That's a challenge, a real challenge, and but yeah, those are the biggest affiliates sending me work. So why should I ask that someone is working one of the most work ask extra money because I have a workflow to handle with copy and pasting? It is work, but I will never charge for that. It's part of your work.
Amir, do you have a question or are you leaving me?
No. I just want to just say that based on everybody's answers, you're talking about a $10 to $15 difference on that call.
Yeah.
It's about a $15 money, okay, that you're not spending babysitting a trip. That's all. I just wanted to say that. I don't know about your business. I'm just saying that's what we're here.
Right.
The other side of it is I don't think I'm going to consider an extra fee for a manual reservation. But if I'm looking for an affiliate partner in a market and I've got a choice between a partner that I have to email a reservation to or one I can connect to with GNet, I'm going to select the GNet partner every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, very true. In our situation is that there are only a few operators connected or using an international platform at all. So we are pretty used. It's part of our daily business. We are very happy that CDS now are connected to GNet, and when I look to Amir, he can admit that the numbers of GNet from Europe are going up like right now, including the Lino ERP software. So, but again, when I look for an affiliate, of course the workaround is important, but my choice is always the affiliate who's taking care about the client, and the rest is administration.
It's worth mentioning Santa Cruz has been mentioned several times in a discussion.
Yes.
Amir probably has a better update on this than I do, but I believe that outbound from Santa Cruz into GNet is available now.
Correct.
Cool.
That's correct. They're in limit. They're trying to limit the rush onto because their own support is going to get killed, I guess. So they're opening it up. They're opening it up slowly, one by one, and we're seeing usage go up. Yes, it's very exciting.
So you mean like they're going one affiliate at a time or one market at a time? I mean, what's the strategy? I'm not real clear.
I think they were asked to keep it around 5 affiliates from different systems and just keep sending to them for a while and see how it comes out, and then they can increase.
Gotcha.
That's what I think they're sticking to right now.
Okay.
Here, does that include Ground Alliance, outbound from Ground Alliance into GNet now as well?
Yeah, I mean,
been-
Ground Alliance can send and receive into GNet. They're only blocked from Limo Anywhere based on Limo Anywhere's request. That's it.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. Are there any other questions? Because we did run over a little bit and I want to respect everybody's time. Any last thoughts?
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Maria with Chicago Original Limousine. I just want to say, like, I get a lot of emails lately with just limo companies from out of state or out of the country actually sending me their prices. But because obviously we're sending our clients over, I would like to get more education, like what Richard said. Beautiful, like their limos are outside of where they pick up at the airport. It's not like Chicago where the poor client has to wait 20 minutes, you know? Or if you want work for me, I have to call you and explain you like Terminal 5. We can't do baggage meets basically right now. So just little things like Tom in Tampa or Yoali in Mexico telling us, you know, what amazing cars he has and that they speak English and you know what I mean? So I can send work, but I'm sending my clients. So when they call me and I say, hey, you know, where are you going? You're going to Amsterdam. I can help you. I need education. I can't just say, okay, I'll book it like the price. Okay, but how do we get educated from each affiliate to help us best serve our clients? Like we know what we're doing. You know what I mean? So we don't look like idiots.
No, so I totally get it. I saw your note as well. I think, and panel jump in. I mean, one of the things that you have to do is as you work with each affiliate, you are going to establish that relationship and they are going to inform you and instruct you on how things work at their airports or anything, any special services that you need, how those will operate. There's not like a global education. You really have to work with each one. I mean, it's different every culture, every group. We talked about this in our pre-call the other day. And you're right. On the reverse, you will need to let them know how things are operating here. We have one affiliate we do groups with a lot and they're out of state. And every time we do a group, we go over every airport arrival procedure. We have them already written up, instructions go out to them. They push those instructions out to their on-site people, and that's how we do it. So it's time consuming. You have to work, in my opinion, one by one, and the rest of you, jump in if I'm off base here, but as you grow that network, you will grow you will include that information and develop for each affiliate.
I'd like to see the industry operate smarter than that and
I
easier
agree.
than that. I'd like to see somebody like the NLA take the lead on collecting what are the standard procedures at each airport. And maybe there's some variance between affiliates that serve that airport, but for the most part, I think anybody picking up in Chicago is going to do it basically the same way.
Pretty much, yes.
The only option is whether you do an inside greet or outside greet. New York, LaGuardia, the procedures are probably the same. So why can't we collect the data as an industry and make it available to everyone in real time? So you don't have to educate yourself one-on-one with each affiliate you're working with in each airport.
The problem I would say with that, Randy, is trying to keep it updated, because I can tell you right now in Kansas City what the procedures are until 11:59 p.m. Monday. After that, we have a new airport terminal and we have no freaking idea what they're going to do, and they even told us, roughly we'll figure it out.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a barrier,
how dynamic is it? How often does it change?
I just got my
Apparently once every
notice for out
50
here
years.
today. So if that means anything. But you know what, Randy, that might be a good topic to bring up at the association meeting in Vegas this week. Because
Hey, Amir.
sorry.
I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah, you're back feeding. You're asking if Amir can do something with that?
We currently do it through Livery Coach. We're currently doing it through Livery Coach. So we could take each airport and document the different meeting procedures at each terminal, each airline. So when we book a trip and we put the airline in the terminal, we don't put the terminal, put the airline in the airport, it tells us what meeting procedures are available in that market. Is that something that can be passed through Amir software? Because having NLA bring all this stuff up is not really, I don't think that's a logical solution. You go into these markets and you'll find, come into Chicago, you'll find people that only do curbside. You'll find people that have greeters at the airport. You'll find people that, will send a chauffeur in sometimes. It's hit or miss. And a lot of that's dependent completely on the operator.
Well, I didn't necessarily mean to solve it, but maybe there's other conversations that need to happen with it. But anyway, yeah, so Maria, you got to find your way around a little bit, and hopefully you'll join us in the association and spend more time.
Maria, I can tell you, the first farm out job you do, wherever it is, it will be a bad night for sleeping.
Yes.
I farm out in Chicago and I can't sleep, Richard.
That's a guarantee.
Oh,
and the next one will be easy.
Hey, Paula.
You're so encouraging. Yes.
Hey, Paula, can you have everyone on the panel put their contact info in the chat?
Yes. Gentlemen, would you mind putting your contact info in the chat? Thank you.
Question for Tom.
I'll also put it on the, when the recording is done, I'll put it in the email for the recording too.
I have a question for Tom in Tampa.
Okay, who's this?
This is Jay from ABC Limo.
Okay.
Right here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, there you are.
Tom, We have a lot of clients going towards Tampa, Florida and all the stuff.
Uh-huh.
If I would like to visit your office in person, are you able to walk me through your office and show the reservation systems? And if it's possible, maybe show your airport around, how you guys pick up and drop off people? Is it something you can work it out?
Yeah, I don't mind that. If you want to, you talking about sending like a video or something like that, or?
No, we are thinking of making a small vacation trip, wife and I, and I'm hoping to work and utilize that, the vacation plus business. So I come to see you, visit you, shake hand, maybe have a cup of coffee with you.
Absolutely.
Talk about
As far as an office, I don't have much to show, but our airport is very easy, very convenient to operate at. And so we really don't have very many problems there. And the staff at the airport are very, very helpful. We're in a tourist market, so they're very well trained to, direct people and help them out in any way they can.
Yeah, I guess what I want to see how you guys function like we do in Chicago area, picking up people from the terminals and all this stuff. I just want to see, visualize myself when I talk to my clients and what do I tell them? There's a certain door, because sometimes maybe your car is a little delayed, a little late. So at least my client's gonna call me and I can explain them situation, what's going on.
Sure. Be happy to walk you through all that stuff.
Okay, so basically that's my concern is for the clients. And you never know, maybe I can convince you, maybe some percentage off or something.
You just
Well,
want
see,
insurance
but that goes back
policy.
to that discount, because I'm providing extra services in order to provide that information and stuff like that. So there's a kind of a trade-off.
Hey,
Just
somewhere.
teasing you, but you never know, it may work.
I think, Jay, you just gave me a great idea. I have to go to all these places and see all the stuff
Yeah.
and tax write-off for the business, right?
Being in a
Some of
small
us do that.
Exactly.
being in
You
a
all
small
be at your place first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There you
welcome.
go.
Everybody is welcome.
These companies are big people. They have a lot of machines, a lot of cars, a lot of staff. And I don't know about your fleet, but my fleet is the small business like me and my wife. We're running from our home, and I have a lot of those subcontractors. So I guess I want to see in firsthand the locations at the airport, how it works, how my client is not going to suffer. Or if there is a bad experience, I want to see that in hand.
Sure.
Just to walk around how things is operated at the airport.
Yeah, you're welcome to come. I'm not a large operator either. I have 9 vehicles. I'm not a Windy City. And I think you'll be disappointed when you get here because it's so easy. It's very easy to explain over the phone, but you're more than welcome to come. We have a very nice airport.
I like the video idea
you,
too.
Tom.
That's kind of cool. I've thought about doing that here. But
Yeah, I think a couple operators have done that at their local airports
Yes.
with the help of their kids, because their kids are really, really good at doing videos, Instagram and reels and all that kind of stuff.
nothing fancy. You
yeah.
don't have to take a trip. You just literally they walk around and take video of it. It's kind of cool.
Just make sure you get permission at your airport before you do that, though. They don't like that kind of stuff without permission.
Yeah, I know.
I've been say, Randy, two more suggestions for standardization. I would love to see a standardized vehicle description template that would be common to all platforms. So a sedan is not 37 different variations when you configure your system, and also for a pricing template so that pricing was universal and consistent across all platforms. So rates, flat rates, and such. You don't have to go through conniption fits to try to figure out rates, fees, and surcharges, and et cetera, et cetera. That's 2 more suggestions for standardized, especially with system platforms. It makes things a lot easier.
On the vehicle types standardization, the NLA Tech Committee has actually published that document, and GNET is implementing some of it right now.
Adoption is key though too, for sure. That's good to know. Thank you.
I've got a few things to wrap up. Unless there's any other questions, you can certainly continue to send me questions.
I have a thought about meeting procedures and how all these different airports are different and issues that we have, and educating our client. And in our particular case, whether it's at the airport or it's a pickup in downtown Chicago, or it's a pickup in New York, or it's wherever the pickup is, we have the driver call. We send the driver's name and phone number, and have the driver touch base. What's what we want to happen. Have the driver touch base and say, "Hi, my name is Art, I'm your chauffeur. Let me know when you have your luggage. I can meet you at this door, or I'm in baggage claim." Or you have a greeter in the terminal meeting you, and he's going to call you down. He'll call me down as soon as you're ready to depart the terminal. And I think that little extra touch not only provides a higher level of service, but it gaps what's being missed by technology. And there's always going to be something that's going to be missed. You can't pass everything through and blame everything on technology. Sometimes you just have to do the easy things and communicate with your customer and make your chauffeur as part of that solution.
I agree. Okay, I've just got a couple, if there's no other questions, I've got a couple of
Please.
housekeeping things real quick. And
We're eating.
whoever's
What do
on,
you want to eat? Let's figure out what we're going to do.
okay, I'm trying to do that here. Just a lot of noise.
We
And I
could do that.
apologize
Let
for
me go
that.
get it.
Yeah, okay, so we have, our next meeting is going to be an in-person meeting. And you can mark your calendars. It is March, okay, I can't even read my own writing. It's going to be March 22nd in Des Plaines. And we hopefully will be, the topic right now is going to be networking. So stay tuned, you'll get more information on that. Our next virtual meeting will be April 18th. So I hope you all join us on that. And I'm about to put in the chat room a link. If you are not a member of the association, please consider joining. I included a link for you. I hope that you will consider joining us. And I think that's it. I'm really, really stoked. Thank you so much, panel. You were fabu in rehearsal and you were fabu today. And I know Art, Tracy, and I really appreciate you sharing all of your insights and experience with everyone. Thank you.
You guys did a great job.
Thanks
Thank you
a lot.
very much.
I
Thanks
know.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and hopefully
Have a
we'll see
wonderful
some
day,
of you in Vegas next week. Thank you all for joining us today. Have a good day.
All right, take care,
Have a
everyone.
good day.
Thank you for the
Bye-bye.
invitation.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.